Hello friend, welcome to the channel Pharmacy. We are studying about the phases of metabolism. Now it's time to study about the phase 2 metabolism. This phase 2 metabolism is also known as a synthetic reaction or conjugation reaction under the metabolism. So what are these? What are the basic meaning and importance of this sequence in case of metabolism? So metabolism try to convert that drug which has been taken by the patient into more water soluble so that finally it may get excreted from our body with the help of urine as a water soluble agent. That is the main principle of metabolism. For that, the drug has to go for either phase 1 or phase 2. But in somehow, if the phase 1 metabolite is not that much enough to get excreted with the help of water as a urine, then the drug has to go for, or we can say the metabolite of the drug after phase 1 has to go for the phase 2 metabolism. So what is happening in the phase 2 reaction? First point say endogenous water soluble. Endogenous water soluble substance like those substances which are produced or synthesized by the even our body itself within the cell or within the body are called endogenous substance. This endogenous which are specifically having water soluble property. So this endogenous water soluble substance like glucuronic acid, sulfuric acid, glutathione or amino acid get combined with the drug or its phase 1 metabolite so that they may get converted into more water soluble. What is the meaning of this line? In this line the last word is very important, that means either converted into either conjugated with the drug molecule or the first phase metabolite of the particular drug. What is the meaning of that? See, the drug is having three options as I have explained you in the earlier. Either drug will excrete as such without going for the metabolism, or the drug will enter in the phase 1 metabolism. After reaching the phase 1 metabolism, there will be a formation of metabolite, and this metabolite after phase 1 reaction having two possibilities. Either it will excrete it from our body, or the metabolite of phase 1 will again go to the metabolic phase 2, that is called the phase 2 metabolism, and then after that metabolism they get eliminated from the body with the help of water. So these are important consequences. This endogenous water soluble substance either will attach to the drug molecule or the metabolite of the phase 1 so that they all may get excreted. This is the important point. So coming to the second point, this form a highly water soluble conjugate which is inactive in nature as I have explained in the previous one, and they get really excreted from the kidney. The water soluble compound which is endogenous compound when attached to the phase 1 metabolite or the drug in phase 2, that convert that drug into a highly water soluble substance. This is called highly water soluble conjugate, and that can be excreted with the help of water with the kidney, by the help of kidney. Now there is the important note, all those agents which is having large molecular are excreted via bile. They cannot excreted via the urine, so they will go for the bile excretion. Now it's time to study the different types of phase 2 metabolism, as like the phase 1 metabolism, phase 2 or metabolism also having some subtype. These are microsomal phase 2 metabolism, or we can say microsomal conjugation reaction or non-macrosomal conjugation reaction. What is the meaning of this microsomal conjugation reaction and non-macrosomal conjugation reaction? These are important, and we will study about the macrosomal enzyme induction and inhibition too. Macrosomal enzymes are those enzymes which are secreted by the macrosomal part of the liver, so that they are known as a macrosomal, and all those enzymes apart from this macrosomal enzyme are called as a non-macrosomal enzyme, like we have studied about the MAO and xanthine oxidase, aldehyde dehydrogenase, alcohol dehydrogenase, etc. So what is going to happen in this case? We are studying about the first type, that is microsomal conjugation reaction. Microsomal conjugation reaction is important one, and under that glucuronide conjugation is the one of the most important conjugation reaction under the phase 2 metabolism. Most of the substance going through this phase metabolism. So here these are the following point. Endogenous substance like bilirubin and steroid hormone also goes the conjugation reaction. Endogenous substance, those are secreted by the body itself, like bilirubin and steroid hormone, they also go for this metabolism. Now next point say drug or its phase 1 metabolite. Either drug if that has not gone for the phase 1 metabolism, or if the drug has went to the phase 1 metabolism, so after that phase 1 metabolism there will be a formation of metabolite. So that metabolite which came from the phase 1 or both, so drug or its phase 1 metabolite undergo conjugation with uridine diphosphate glucuronic acid. This is a specific enzyme that is also abbreviated as UDPGA, and that is also followed by the transfer of glucuronic acid to the drug. That is why the drug can become water soluble drug, and this point can be understood by the simple equation which I am going to explain you the little bit later on. So next point say reaction is catalyzed by. This reaction, that is conjugation reaction, is an important reaction, and some catalytic agent catalyze this reaction so that the rate of the reaction can be influences. So this can say understand as a reaction is catalyzed by UDP glucuronide transferase. Now as you can see there is a A, that means it is indicating for the enzyme, that is catalytic enzyme. What is the meaning of this, or what is the name of this enzyme? This is important. UDP, as you have studied from the uridine diphosphate, this is a UDP, and glucuronide transferase. This enzyme is very important so that this converts the drug into a polar molecule. Now let me give you the basic skeletal structure so that you may convert this with the respective other type of drug. See, when the drug is combined with UDPGA, you know this, what is the UDPGA? This is uridine diphosphate glucuronic acid. This conjugate with the drug molecule with the help of catalytic. This is I have placed a circle mark. So what is the circle mark? This is a UDP glucuronide transferase, a catalytic enzyme. So in the presence of this catalytic enzyme, the drug plus UDPGA convert into drug glucuronide. So this converting drug glucuronide plus UDP. So this drug glucuronide complex get converted into water soluble and easily excreted. So this is a basic skeletal reaction for this phase type 2 reaction. Let me clear you with the help of example. Suppose we are taking morphine. So this drug, like morphine drug, get combined with the glucuronic acid, this UDPGA glucuronic acid. After conjugation they convert into morphine glucuronide. This glucuronide, as you can see here, this glucuronide is water soluble, and then this morphine glucuronide get eliminated, excreted from our body. So this is the first type of phase 2 reaction, that is macrosomal conjugation reaction. Now let's go for the type 2 non-macrosomal conjugation reaction in the same video but in the next whiteboard section. Next one is non-macrosomal conjugation reaction. Non-macrosomal conjugation reaction means all those conjugation reaction which are taking place without the help of macrosomal enzyme or other than the macrosomal enzyme. Under this non-macrosomal conjugation reaction, few points are there, like acetylation conjugation reaction, methylation conjugation reaction, glutathione conjugation reaction, amino acid conjugation reaction, and sulfate conjugation reaction, and at the last we have to study about the glycine conjugation reaction. All are the subtype or example of non-macrosomal conjugation reaction under the phase 2 metabolism. So first of all, what is acetylation? All this is an addition of acetyl group for the drug molecule so that they may convert it into more polar or more water soluble substance. That is why they can excrete it via urine. So in acetylation, this process of acetylation is catalyzed by N-acyl transferase, which is found in the cytoplasm. An example of those drugs which went through the metabolism by following this acetylation conjugation reaction are sulfonamide and isoniazide. This sulfonamide and isoniazide are example of antibiotics, and the isoniazide is specifically and restricted for the use as an anti-tubercular agent. So coming to the next example under non-macrosomal conjugation reaction is methylation. As its name indicates, methylation is the addition of methyl group to the drug so that again it may convert it into a more polar substance. So this methylation reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme called transmethylase. As its name indicates, it is ending with ASE, that is representing for the enzyme, or we can say those agents which catalyze the reaction so that the reaction may be altered, or we can say the rate of reaction may be altered, and this facilitates this methylation process. And the example of drug which follow this methylation are adrenaline, very important endogenous substance, adrenaline, dopamine, and important thing is that this methyl group which is attached to this drug molecule is donated by the methionine and cysteine. So the methyl group, because it is going to be happening is a methylation. So the addition of methyl group For that process, where is methyl coming from? This methyl is coming from methionine and cysteine, so that may get attached to the drug molecule. Now next one is glutathione conjugation reaction, and this glutathione conjugation reaction is very important for specific drug accordingly, not for many of them but for few of them. So this glutathione conjugation reaction inactivate the highly reactive intermediate which are formed during the metabolism of drug. Like paracetamol is going through this glutathione reaction. You have to memorize all the example of drug which are going through a specific type of non-macrosomal conjugation metabolic reaction, because in your competition exam, in your semester and sessional exam, such kind of question may be asked, because these are very specific to the point answer. Now coming to the next one, that is amino acid conjugation metabolic reaction. Here amino acid going through the conjugation process, and this is a minor pathway of metabolism for many of the acidic drug. It is not a major pathway. Few drug follow this pathway, and specifically the acidic drug like aspirin. So if you are taking the aspirin for any of the purpose, that aspirin go to the amino acid conjugation reaction, or we can say non-macrosomal conjugation reaction, or we can say that is a phase 2 metabolic reaction. Example for this explanation is that benzoic acid, obviously it is an acidic drug. So this benzoic acid combined with the glycine, because we have studied that in phase 2 reactions such kind of non-macrosomal enzyme can attach to the drug molecule. So this benzoic acid attach with the glycine and form hippuric acid, which is more water soluble, or we can say which is a more polar in a nature. So coming to the next one, that is sulfate conjugation. That means it is catalyzed by the sulfotransferase. The example of those drugs which follow this process are, or substance are, steroid, chloramphenicol and methyl dopa. We have studied about this drug specifically in case of anti-Parkinson drug. We will study about this drug in our upcoming lecture. So the last one under the non-macrosomal enzyme conjugation, or we can say phase 2 reaction of metabolism, are glycine conjugation reaction or glycine conjugation metabolic reaction, where salicylate are conjugated with the glycine. Salicylate are the specific category of the drug which get combined with the glycine, so that a specific minor pathway and that drug may convert it into a water soluble substance. Finally, the aim of all this metabolic reaction, either phase 1 or phase 2 or any of this example of the phase 2 reaction, is just to convert the lipid soluble drug into water soluble substance, so that they may get excreted with the help of urine. All those molecules which are in higher molecular weight can excrete it through the bile, as we have studied in the previous whiteboard section. So friend, that's all for the day. Thank you very much for watching this video. The reference for today's topic is Padmaja Uday Kumar and K.D. Tripathi. So if you want to take the screenshot of this 2 whiteboard section, you may have after some time. Thank you again. Please do take care of yourself.